Hey everybody, welcome to bonus stuff. We just got done reviewing Predator Killer of Killers. It's over on Hulu, so go check out that review. So, was doing the news. We're gonna jump into the news, but before we do that, one of the news articles caught my eye and kind of made me sigh. But Craig Mazin, the guy who writes Last of Us and the game and the show, right?
Are we
Uh,
still talking about this show?
I know. But he came out and he was like, I'm gonna retire from video game making or storytelling because I wrote the best video game story of all time. And a lot of people on there are like, what? Wait a minute, Craig. That's not true. So I thought maybe we could find 10
Don't don't
game.
question him. Let him leave and then say it.
I know he loves his baby, but you can't spoil the baby. Um, So I thought we might be able to find 10 games with stories a little better than The Last of Us 2. I know a lot of people would say The Last of Us 1 is one of the best video game stories. I didn't put it on the list just to be fair, but let's head into this. So A Shadow of the Colossus is on a list of a lot of people's favorite stories. And one with not a lot of dialogue, so that's good, right?
Pretty much no dialogue
No
except for the
dialogue.
beginning and the end, right?
Yeah.
Next, we have Persona 4, my favorite
Hmm.
Persona. They're
I would go ahead.
yep,
Sorry.
they're remaking it. If you guys saw that news, I'm a little worried because Persona 3's remake wasn't didn't.
Yeah, I got Persona 3's remake. I was just like, wow, this is not very good, is it?
Right? Yeah, they kind of messed up the battle system, right? In that one.
Yeah, battle system and just weirdly enough, the pacing was kind of just not very good. Um,
But
Persona 4,
yeah,
good.
the story in Persona 4, man, it's a mystery, but it also
It's
got that cosmic horror stuff going on in the background, so it's
I
it's great.
I did not because Persona 5 was my first one and I love that one.
Mhm.
And you guys were going on about Persona 4. I'm like, whatever. And then I played Persona 4. I was like, holy crap. Nope, that is amazing.
Yeah. So next we have Silent Hill 2 on a lot of people's list. Would you
I
guys
mean,
agree?
That's okay.
I like it. I'm not like I'm not as big as a fan as some of our particular friends are, but I mean, I like it. It's pretty cool. The remake was all right, but some of it kind of didn't translate. It's more of like the tone or the graphics for Silent Hill 2 is part of it. So when you kind of update it, it loses a lot of its charm. Or not charm. I just wasn't scared. So
I
I
mean,
don't know.
everyone was waiting for that remake, and then
You
I
kind of just went
didn't hear
by.
anything
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Just kind of went by. Metal Gear Solid, it's crazy, but a lot of people love the craziness of the Metal Gear Solid games.
Uh,
It's
yeah. Three story in particular is pretty great.
Yeah.
Snake Eater.
Yep.
Snake Eater is great.
Awesome game.
All right. Then we have Inside, another one with no dialogue at all, but somehow tells a mind-blowing story. Love it.
Still have never played it.
It's not a long game, Tommy. So,
I know. I think it's Alex too, and Jared have been trying to get me to play this game for years. I've
Ex
never played it.
excellent, right,
I've
Jared?
never gotten so much story from just nothing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's got that mind-blowing ending, and it's just like, wow. All right. The Near
Oh,
Automata in all its endings.
amazing.
Amazing, Jared says.
I like them. I
It's
think the fandom kind of annoys me, to be honest with you, but that's what a lot of like anime style Japanese games. But
the
yeah, the
rest of the
story's
series. The rest of the series, I don't give a crap about. That game is awesome.
Year One's weird. Like that was a weird game. I remember playing that on 360. I'm like, what?
And it was so good. I platinumed it. I don't platinum games because
You
I
don't
get
play them
bored.
games.
Because you get bored. All
I do.
right. Next one, Mass Effect. Say what you want about the third one. The first two are amazing. I mean,
I
the
like the third one.
third one's not bad. It's
I,
just
I like it. I do. I know a lot of people, one on this podcast, particularly if he's listening. Um, I
Why were
know he
you
doesn't
looking at the
like it.
ceiling? Was he up there?
Maybe. Um, to me, like people are like, oh, you don't have a choice in the matter. I'm just like, I kind of like that you're forced to like, you don't have a choice in this. This is how it ends. So I'm like,
Do you
I don't
guys
know.
There's no
remember?
way they're gonna satisfy everyone. So
Yeah,
No,
sure. You guys remember on the first one when you like first talked to the Reaper and just that was
like
amazing.
that's not a you're not a Reaper ship. You're an actual Reaper. And my
Yeah.
mind was blown.
he has an awesome voice.
Yeah.
I will say for the third one though, they should have had way more endings though, instead of just the three. Like like I understand people are very frustrated with it, and they should be. And honestly, they should have gone out of the way to make more than just copy and paste.
Throw some goofy ones like Near.
Yeah, make a funny one.
They do have one. There's a fourth one in Mass Effect where it's not just a three. You can just shoot the kid, and he's like, "Fine, whatever."
Yeah.
And like,
What a jerk. What would be funny? That biotic god guy comes and
Oh my god, he says everyone.
I am a bionic god.
I told you.
The Nickelback song comes on, the one with Seether, and then you just see him and he's like, I'm back.
He's tearing Reapers in half.
Red Dead Redemption 2, if you can get past the prologue, this story is real good.
This
Um,
story's amazing.
yeah, so I would say better than Last of Us 2, but that's just me.
Uh, I would, yeah.
Final Fantasy
Ooh,
7, people love it.
Mm,
Chrono
mm.
Trigger's
seven.
better. But
I I like Final Fantasy X better. I just don't like 7 for some reason.
10 is pretty great. Okay, I've been playing Chrono Trigger, and the the fact that I'm playing it like on a very, very tiny screen does not do it justice, and I know that, and so I understand why. Because you played it. I'm only playing it on an emulator, and it is not as fun. Um, I actually need to hook up to my TV, but I remember seven being a huge impact on me when I was a kid. Like this was a massive story, and the fact that one of your party dies, which was pretty significant. Um, yeah, seven was awesome.
I think if I played 7 when it came out or around that time, I'd like it more, but I played it like 3 years
after.
ago and I was just like, I don't care.
You don't care
Well, the
about
fact you pretty much had everything spoiled for you too. So
yeah. You don't care about Cloud and his big sword? And of course, perfection. Craig, perfection. You can't beat it,
you
man. It's
can't, you
the
can't.
best video
Uh,
game story of all time. Knights of the
there-
Old Republic.
That freaking reveal, man. And the fact it's the same guy that wrote Mass Effect 1 too. I mean,
Yeah.
oh
When that
God,
reveal
that
happened, my third eye opened and I was like,
I threw my controller across the room in shock, just like,
I
what?
see all possibilities.
God, what a
Oh,
great story though. Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Any
uh,
other games you would put on the list of top 10 stories? You gotta put a
mm,
Zelda on there, don't you? What's the best Zelda story?
I think Twilight Princess is the best Zelda story.
Really?
Yeah.
I would
I
Link to the Past?
no, I hate that game. Overrated. I don't hate it, it's just overrated. Wind Waker's just
Wind
fun. I don't think
Waker.
it's the best story.
Yeah, Wind Waker's the
It's
best
just
game.
about a little man trying to rescue his
Well,
sister.
a lot of people say Majora's Mask.
What are you,
No?
Jackson? What are you?
What else? Any?
I'm trying to think of like, I mean, I love Sly Cooper's stories. The first three, fourth one wasn't very good. Um, the what do you call it? Ever play Firewatch?
Yeah.
I
I
love
didn't
that
like
story.
it. I didn't like it.
Oh,
I think I got the wrong story though.
okay. Um, I'm trying to think of anything that has like a super big impact on me because I mean, honestly, Knights of the Old Republic. Uh, the first, or not even the first. God of War has a great story.
I saw a lot of people pick God of War on top stories.
Even the original three has a really good like. It's a good story. Um, and
I
four is pretty great.
I saw a lot of BioShock, but I've also heard some people say BioShock's overrated.
I think it is. Johnny's been trying to get me to complete those since they came out, and I could never get into them. I've always tried. I've rebought them like remasters twice, trying to get through these things, and I just can't get into them. I don't know if it's the gameplay or not, or the just the world. It just doesn't really. I don't know. Never hooked me.
What
That
else?
RPG car racing game we had,
Choro Q.
Choro Q.
It
Just
made
to
us cry.
trying to go up the ranks and with your best friend, and then your best friend gets car cancer and he dies, and you're like, oh my god.
Witcher 3, that's a
I
fantastic
saw a
story.
lot of people say that Witcher 3. What's the RPG I'm thinking of? Isn't it the one that just got remade? What's that one I'm thinking of? It's Elder Scrolls.
Which one, Oblivion or Skyrim?
I think Oblivion.
That's fair.
I saw a lot of what else did I see? Portal. I don't know if Portal's a great story. I saw a lot of Half-Life 2,
Fallout New Vegas is really good.
Fallout New Vegas, Halo 3, Halo Reach, those are great.
Reach is
Reach,
pretty
yeah.
freaking great.
Yeah.
I almost did tear up though in some
I
parts.
mean Reach is basically like Rogue One, but it's just a great story. Um
That's a good one.
Paper Mario the second one.
That is a good story.
All right.
I don't know. To me, you can't beat Knights of the Old Republic. Honestly, I think that's the best
Yeah,
video game story.
I think we peaked at Knights of the Old
Uh,
Republic.
To
I'm really
even like
honestly good.
to even have Knights next or next to like Last of Us, or even like
No,
in the same breath, is like
no,
disgusting.
not for me.
Even the first one.
No,
Especially the no, I
A
don't like
lot of
either of
people
them.
love Knights of the Old Republic too. I've
no.
seen a lot
Second
of.
one is pretty great. Just everything that okay, the story's not as good because it came out unfinished. They did finish it like in mods, which
Mhm.
makes it way better. But gameplay wise, second one is way better. You have a lot more customization, sorry. Um, and like the gameplay is way more fluid.
Didn't they make that in like 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, rushed it.
Like,
Do you remember Hastings always had that poster up, and you're like, dang, I want.
dude, that poster is awesome. Darth Nihilus is
Yeah.
coolest looking Sith Lord. But
Uh,
yeah, no, the reason why that one was so like maligned was because it literally was made in less than a year, which is kind
yeah.
of crazy to think about a video game being made that quick. Um,
Remember when
and it came out unfinished.
the MMO was coming out and they had that trailer and you're like, oh my god, this is awesome. But then you find
Yeah,
out it's an MMO and
MMO. Yeah,
No.
I remember. I remember buying it and like installing it, and it's like, guess what? You paid $70 for this game. Now you got to pay 50 extra dollars for the whole year. I'm like, what? And my computer doesn't even run it.
I know. Uh, yeah, I mean, you could go older and where games had to tell story just through gameplay, like Metroid and
Shadow of the Empire. That's a great story.
the Dash
N64 Star
Rendor.
Wars. Dash Rendor.
I like Rogue Squadron. You're in a plane the whole time,
That's
but it's a great story.
that is a good story. Oh, Secret Weapons over Normandy. Speaking of LucasArts, that is a great story. It's all about planes, World War II planes.
Yeah, LucasArts has a lot of old games that have great stories. So
Half of Telltale games are that. I mean, the Wolf Among Us has a fantastic story. So,
a lot
and they
of
got
people like the Arkham games.
Yes, yes. The caveat being half of it is good, half of it is bad.
Yeah.
Also,
um,
it's just like a Batman story. It's not like groundbreaking. It's just
Yeah, that's why I
yeah.
wouldn't put it on the list, but
Weirdly enough, I still do like the last one a lot. Just because for gameplay ability wise, that is fantastic. Just it's so good. But
I mean,
yes, story wise, can't beat Knights of the Old Republic. You
it's
can't.
weird. Star Wars is very good at stories in video, or was, I should say.
In video games, yes. Well, part
Yeah.
of it's Drew Karpyshyn though.
Yeah.
Like I remember somebody asking like, "Hey, should they do a Knights of the Old Republic series?" And then Drew Karpyshyn was on Twitter and says like, "Hey, Dave Filoni, I've got an idea for one." And I'm just like,
Dang.
"Do it! Like,
That would be awesome.
just do it!"
They need
Like,
him. I mean, when he
oh
left
God,
BioWare, it was sad. It was just
yeah.
like not the same, but yeah, they need him if they do a series because that's the only way it's
They
going to be good.
if they did a Drew Karpyshyn animated series, I would be so behind that. And the
I
Old Knights,
saw a lot of fan art this weekend for Knights of the Old Republic, and it was so cool. I mean, just like even the droid, the HK droid, he looks so awesome. It's just like
HK-47, best android ever.
man,
Ugh.
they cannot mess that up. Disney, don't mess that up. It's too
Don't
good to
touch it.
mess
You've
up.
already touched Thrawn. Don't touch Old
Yeah,
Republic.
Disney
uh,
won't even have HK say meatbags. They'll just say like
I
silly
know.
human or something like
Yeah,
that. And you're like, God.
Sure, they won't even say clanker anymore
I know. How come they don't say that?
because it's a slur.
All right, so let's get to some news. Fantastic Four. So Disney is trying to hype this up, and they're like, "Oh no, everyone's bought all sold out the tickets and stuff like that." And everyone's like, "What? I can still get tickets." So it was like, like the biggest selling movie this year, Lilo and Stitch. Those didn't really sell out, so it's kind of just Disney kind of making up a story for us. Um, but yeah, it's coming out soon. We'll see. I really wanted it to be good, but every story we hear just kind of throws it down the gutter, and he's just like, ah. um, okay, fine. Bella Ramsey is rumored to be up for a huge role in the MCU. So,
I got
again,
a little too angry when Joseph said this in the chat.
yeah, because I
You
told
did
him
get angry.
because huge, who's left that would be huge? You have to think Jean Grey, and that would not be great. I mean, you could do Shadowcat maybe, but poor Kitty Pryde never gets any respect. So even that I probably wouldn't like. Maybe Valerie Richards, since we know that Franklin Richards is in Fantastic Four as a baby. Maybe they do the whole future line or future storyline where she comes from the future to help him. I don't know. This MCU, I thought that we were turning it around. They told us they were turning it around, and then they released Daredevil, and
They did turn around a 360 turnaround.
they did. You gotta go 180, man. You can't go completely around. Um, but there was also news that the girl from Daredevil Born Again will play the White Tiger. If you remember her, she's like 3 feet tall. I don't understand how she's going to play the White Tiger. She's tiny. Uh, I don't know what they're doing, Marvel. Did Marvel do something? Uh, and they did this. They did it, guys. They finally did it. So they have gender swap and race swap so many characters in Marvel. They finally got around to making a white Black Panther. So this
What?
takes place
Yeah.
this takes place in a future storyline where T'Challa had a kid that was white and he's the white Black Panther. So they did it. They
Well,
didn't
my
think they
favorite
had the guts.
my favorite is just the comments going like, "What? What are you going to complain about? What are you going to complain about?"
Yeah. Can't
It's
complain
just
now.
well, and like all the memes online are like, "Finally, Ryan Gosling can play Black Panther."
Oh my. Marvel Comics, what have you done?
Oh, snow
Disney
leopard at least.
Snow. Goes to Snow Panther. Disney is laying off a whole bunch of people, so they're in
Are they
trouble.
they running out of money?
They're running out of money, man. They spent a ton
Yep.
on Disney Plus, and Disney Plus has not delivered for them. So a lot of people are gonna have to lose their jobs. So there's been a bunch of showcases. PlayStation showed off some games. Xbox showed off some games. Some of the PlayStations I saw were these two. It was a 007 game. It looked all right. He looks like a teacher. He doesn't look like a Navy man or former
He does
military.
look he does look like a substitute teacher.
He
He
looks
does.
like
He looks like he's out of Oxford, straight out of
yeah,
Oxford.
or like a youth pastor or something.
And then they have this Marvel token Token Fighting Souls. It's pretty cool looking, anime inspired. It even has people excited about Miss Marvel in it. They're like, "Hey, she actually looks cool." Um, and then Xbox showed off their handheld. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's kind of that design we saw earlier. Planet of Lana 2 is what I'm excited about because I love the first one. And then, like I said, Persona 4 remake is coming. You guys see any games you were excited about?
I haven't watched
I
any of the
didn't watch it.
showcases.
No, they
I just
kind of
don't
snuck up on us.
I just don't watch showcases anymore.
Yeah, it's hard to get excited for AAA games now. It's just because
I'm
they're
sorry, but
never finished,
I don't
and
care about like handhelds. I'm a grown ass man, so I just don't watch. I just don't use handhelds anymore. Um, sorry for anybody that got the Switch too. Sorry. Um, uh, the fact that they're changing up Warzone, they're getting rid of Warzone. I'm just like, why? And so,
because they could never get it to work.
well, yeah, because they keep trying to back engine Black Ops, and nobody wants Black Ops. We want Warzone, and they double down. Like, guess what? We're getting another Black Ops. It's like,
Mhm.
why? So, I
I
don't know.
I don't know. The handhelds they just kind of lost their kind of mystique since they can pretty much just do what the normal gaming systems can do now. I think that kind of in a way doesn't make them impressive anymore. It's weird. It's like you remember Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. It was cool because they weren't like Super Nintendo or they weren't like the Nintendo consoles. They were scaled back for handheld, and I think I don't know. It's a weird situation where like the more advanced handheld gets, the less appealing they become. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, also, I don't want to do this all day. Like, it
That's
hurts.
true. They're bulky
It
too.
hurts my
Yeah.
hands, man. Like, part of the reason I didn't play my Switch as much is because like it's got heavy after a while. I just want to sit in my chair and be a potato, for God's sakes.
That's true. They are pretty bulky. But yeah. So is
I
that
know I'm
it?
sounding like a boomer here, but
I know. You sound like old men.
I do sound like an old man.
Okay, Halo. You might know that it's Men's Mental Health Month, but you're not allowed to celebrate it on Halo Infinite. They have banned all talk about Men's Mental Health Month. So I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know why.
That's affecting my mental health.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
feel
What about
attacked.
our mental health? Halo?
Also, who do you think is playing Halo?
True. We need to be there for each other. Men need
Guys
to
that look
be
like us are playing Halo right now. We need this.
We need our month, Halo, please. uh, this is kind of older story, but I didn't get to it last time. But Sinners 2 is in the work, and Ryan Coogler said that was the plan the whole time. And I say, poo poo, Ryan Coogler, that was not the plan. I don't believe you
Yeah,
at
no.
all. Yeah, so Sinners 2, I don't even know what to be about, but it's coming. All right,
Gonna
so
be Fresh Prince, uh, Michael B. Jordan.
Gonna be
So,
werewolves.
which category do you guys want to start first? You want to go to YouTube first?
yeah, we can do some YouTube.
Let's do some YouTube. I saw an interesting video about a movie called The Covered Wagon. It was like considered like the greatest movie of its time, and nowadays no one knows about it. It's like what movie is that? But it
That's
was
on Max, isn't it?
I think so. It's up from 1923, so it's before even the Oscar era. But
Yeah, I saw that in my recommendations the other day. I was just like, I've never heard of this.
yeah, it's interesting because the president saw it when it came out, and it was very popular. And like they would take Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts to go see it, and it's just like it's weird that people's taste just so changed so much that doesn't even get talked about anymore.
Hmm.
But it's about the Oregon Trail, and people that made or the people that worked on it actually got dysentery when they were
It's
working on it. So 'cause they
had to
were
be
injured.
what do you call it? Immersed. So
Yeah. All right. Who's next?
you go ahead, Jared. I need to finish my list real quick.
Let me find what I watched. I watch YouTube constantly, but I've been watching a lot of stuff or people I've seen, so I don't really never have really new stuff to recommend. There was a guy that I found called Davis Morgan, and he was talking about he had a tier list on disturbing books. Um, it was pretty good. A lot of the books I've already heard about. So I was trying to find new books to read, but I pretty much heard all of them. So we'll continue to look for some. And then another guy I watched was Jason Graves. He went to 105 Goodwills to look for old games. Um, I don't know. I like these videos like this where they're just like thrifting or going to a store. Um, he also did 105 thrift stores because he said it's a little different than like a Goodwill. So he did that. I was telling Joseph that he saw Pac-Man cabinet, a classic one, for only 175. It was working, and he didn't get it because
Dang.
he said he didn't have room. I was like, you make the room. Get rid of your fridge. You don't need to eat.
It's a cabinet. It
Um,
fits.
and then I think that's about it. I was watching what is his name? Johnny Two Cellos. His been doing a lot of videos on Daria. I've never seen Daria, but I've been watching these videos and they've been pretty good. So that's all I did with YouTube.
Okay, so for YouTube, Billiam came out with a new video and he reviewed all of the Mission Impossibles from like one through is it what was the first one? Was it Rogue Nation? Was that the last one? Or
No.
Reckoning? No,
There was Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning. So the first one.
Okay.
So he reviewed all of those up to Dead Reckoning. Um, I agree with a lot of his points, especially about like the third and second one. He's like the second one's kind of overlooked because it was kind of Mission Impossible kind of trying to find its like footing, didn't really know what to be yet. Um, third one's kind of where it started to get up some traction, and then the fourth one's kind of when it cemented itself as what it is today. Uh, and I kind of agree. The first one I think probably has the best story overall, besides maybe Fallout and 4. Um, but like even the third one, like the story really isn't that strong. It's the performances were really good. Like uh Philip Seymour Hoffman and Tom Cruise are both really, really good in it. But the overall story just isn't it's not very important until Final Reckoning made it important. Um so I do kind of agree there. Uh Elliot Roberts came out with another video and he's the guy that does like the Beatles reviews. He did all the Paul McCartney the list, like what the best Paul McCartney album was. Um, and he did a review. He also does reviews of like of musical what do you call it? Like biopics for people. Like he did the one for A Complete Unknown, which is about Bob Dylan, and he did the one for um Robbie Williams, which was a Better Man, the monkey movie. Uh, so very interesting. Uh, but the topic that I've been watching a lot of because I can't. Oh, I gotta wait for Jared. I have to wait for him. I I
Where'd he
can't not.
go?
I don't know.
Right
Like
when
he
you were
always
gonna
does
say
this. Whenever I get to like the topic I need to discuss with him, he
it.
runs off and he's gonna make fun of me for doing this. But I can't talk about this without him. Like I can't. But there's one topic specifically I've been watching like a few dozen videos about. Like I can't stop watching this topic. He's back finally. Okay. So I said, Jared, I can't discuss this without you here. There's one topic of this video of these videos I've been watching a lot of, and it's
Mhm.
the iDubbbz just like imploding of Creator Clash.
Mhm.
It's getting worse and worse. Like
It
the
usually
more
gets darker before dawn, Thomas. So
well, it's like stuff's coming out about the second Creator Clash that I was just like, I had no idea this was going down like this. Like they were over half a
Boogie
million.
Boogie ate a child.
Well, so apparently, uh, Anissa and Ian flew out 300 of like Hassan backed people to a hotel and
Mm.
rented out a hotel for them, and was also paying like people like way bigger prize money than they should have because they were connected to these people, and they were also hiring out like people to do floor shows, like comedians and stuff. Like it got crazy, and the more and more it's gone on, it's just like I don't know how he got away with all this all of a sudden. It's just gotten worse and worse. And uh, they had a they had his trainer on. I don't know if you saw that on Ethan's podcast.
Mm.
Um, he basically abused the trainer, and same with Anissa. Anissa's like the main instigator in all this. Um, but they're just it's more and more is coming out, and I'm just like, that's like the
What
fate of
more can you say?
that's like the fate of YouTubers, man. Like you love their content. Like there's this saw, it's like, man, I love this person. Subscribe, watches like 4 years of their content, and then a month later, it turns out they're a monster.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, I can't stop watching, especially about the stuff about Sam Hyde and him, which is hilarious. Because like Sam, they basically like Sam Hyde, like, because you know how Ian tried to do that documentary on Sam, but turned out to be a huge troll.
Oh yeah.
Um, Sam went on a podcast. He's like, here's the document that we had to like as an outline of what we want to do to him. He's just like, find a bag of wasps. I don't know what we're going to do with that, but that was on there. He's just like, there was one where um he would like challenge Ian to like sparring, and whenever Ian would hit him, he'd be like increasingly like hurt and hurt. He's like, you're just too strong. You're just too strong, man. Like, what's going on? Um, That's one like buy like 70 vapes and like give them out to every single staff member. So there's never not a part where someone's walking around that they're not vaping. I'm just like, uh, more and more that's come out from it. I'm just like, this was genius. Like, this is hilarious. Um, uh, yeah, the bag of wasp one got me. There's like, I don't know what we're gonna do with that, but it's on the outline. Um, but yeah, I can't like. I understand why he created the content cop. I think was just trying to get people to back the next Creator Clash because it's dude. I didn't know. So it was Hurley, from Epic Mealtime. And he's
Yeah.
supposed to be fighting LA Beast.
Oh really?
LA Beast backed out too. He's just like, no, this is way too toxic for anything I want to be involved in. I'm just like, oh my god. Uh, is
Also,
it?
he would annihilate him because LA Beast
He's
puts himself in
huge.
danger all the
Uh,
time.
yeah, I'm not afraid of pain. You kidding me? Um, but yeah, it was just it's more and more has come out and it's gotten so much worse. So anyway, that's about all the YouTube I've had. So
Talking,
I have an addendum on what I talked about last time on YouTube.
or was
So there
it?
was another YouTuber that I follow, and recently he made a Minecraft movie or movie review, and at the end of it, he's like, "Yeah, I haven't made a video since like February." I just didn't want to. And I was like, respect. You
Oh
didn't
no.
you didn't cry. You didn't cry and make a big old fuss. He was just like, yeah, I didn't feel like it. I just needed to recharge the creative juices. And I was like, good for you, sir. No, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, those apologies. Don't apologize, just fix it. Speaking of bad people, though,
It's
I don't know if you saw the Babylon Bee today, where they're like, Salty, the only, you know, Christian artist without a controversy or something. I've seen so many videos about Christian music artists. They're just like terrible people, and it's like sad, man. It's like, why does fame do this to people? It's terrible. Um, Anime. Did you watch any anime?
I watched
Not
one
this week.
episode of My Hero Vigilante, the one with Captain Celebrity. Um, what do I have to say about it? It was offensive. I I was offended. I don't think anyone in the world would call themselves Captain Celebrity. They'd
He's
be like Captain
American.
Instagram or something like that. They wouldn't
Yeah.
be Captain Celebrity. Um, but yeah, it was funny. I liked it.
Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, Lazarus. I watched two more episodes. The first one was really good, and then the second one was kind of build up. So they're kind of ending strong. I didn't like it very much in the beginning, but they're getting better as it goes to the end, I guess. And then my baseball anime, you find me. It was funny. I don't know if this is the last episode, but there was a part where this guy was sad because no one would slap him on the butt. So he like asked his teammates, like, "How come no one slaps me on the butt?" Is like, "You gotta be nicer to people, and then they'll slap you on the butt," and
You
that's what
gotta earn
happened.
that slap.
And then the pretty girl slapped him on the butt. He's like, "Ooh."
Were there other guys getting slapped on the butt and he was feeling
Yeah.
left out?
Yeah, he's feeling left out. He was jealous because no one would slap him on. Because he asked his teammates, like, "How come you get so many slaps on the butt?" So that was pretty funny. And then we found out who the mascot was, and it was like, oh, he was there the whole time. Um,
Like who was in the costume?
yeah, so that was cool. I don't know if that one's on its last episode, but hopefully there's more. TV. I watched another episode of Duster. It wasn't the best episode, I would say. It did have a funny ending where there was some Mormons that stole Howard Hughes' car, and that was fun. So
Those Mormons.
those
Mm.
Mormons, man. Um, did you guys do any TV?
I
Uh,
watched uh the rest of Welcome to Wrexham up until like I think this Friday is the season finale. So
how
it's
about
a bit
those villagers or
it's a bit better because they don't have as much of the villagers anymore.
They got rid of the villagers.
Yeah. They kind of focus on the one that appreciates the cow now instead of, God, I can't believe what it's doing.
they just relocated them? They're like, yeah,
The only, okay, this is going to sound bad. The only thing that they include now, though, is that they have the women's Wrexham team. But I'm just like, there's nobody in these stands. Like, uh,
Even in England.
yeah, I'm just like, I don't want to be rude, but
that's
uh,
kind of sad.
women's soccer is apparently not that big of a draw. And they're always complaining, like, we don't get paid as much. I'm just like, I mean, I understand why, because there's
There's no
nobody
butts in
here.
seats.
That sounds like the
Uh,
WNBA. I don't know
yeah.
if you've been watching those videos, but those have been hilarious. I mean,
Look
um,
at all the people here. There's 30 people here. Woo.
but there's that one girl who sells out like they have to get it to NBA arenas when she comes to town, and then when she's out of town, they sell like $3 tickets. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I just, that's like my only complaint about the new stuff. I was just like, I don't care. I'm sorry, but these aren't like they're professional, and
Did
I
they
don't want
have
to
to
be.
buy the girls' team when they bought the men's team?
Yeah,
Well, it came as a package.
pretty much. But it's just one of those things. It's like, oh yeah, we're professionals too. I'm like, I mean, I get it, but you're not even in the same like zone. Like it's not even close. So I'm just like,
You got to sell tickets.
I guess. Again, I don't want to sound like a like chauvinistic douchebag. I'm just like, this is why people don't go. It's not this entertaining. So um it is interesting though, but it got kind of ruined for me because I know what happens now.
You got
Yeah.
spoiled on Wrexham?
Yes. Because I mean it's a real thing, so it happens. But there's this one part there's it's one of Rob McElhenney's writing partners for like one of his shows. Um he brought him in because he's like, oh yeah, you're from England, you can help me out with this because I need like a basically a translator to help me. So uh he's not the CEO. I forgot what he is. It's like the executive for like for all of Wrexham. And the Prince of Wales shows up and he's like, oh yeah, no, I went to school with him. And they will go like, what? So like you went to school with the prince? He's like, yeah. It's like he calls me by my first name. And I'm like, uh,
Weird.
that would be kind of a big thing in my life. So
I don't
You know,
um
understand how Welsh is like a language. It's
I
just a
know.
bunch
so
of letters
it's so
mashed up.
weird because they're like, oh, we need to have our own language here. I'm just like, nobody nobody speaks Welsh outside of Wales. Like, I get it. It's in Wales. You want to have your own language, but people are like, oh no, like you need to speak our language. It's like, why? Nobody else does. Like, it's not like English where everybody else speaks it. So, or Spanish, everybody else speaks Spanish. But
But it's Welsh.
Do you know
it,
that Rob guy wrote a Minecraft movie script?
Rob McElhenney?
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah, he
Huh.
wrote one of the first ones. Well, the first one was by the guy who wrote like the Night at the Museum or directed the Night at the Museum movies, but then he did one.
And they went with this one.
Yep,
Danny
the
DeVito,
chicken jockey.
Danny DeVito does show up in there for like all 5 seconds. So,
This
okay,
doesn't
cool.
even sound like they had a script. It's just like Jack Black do stuff.
Do your thing. That's about all the TV I watch, though.
Jared, any TV?
No, I'm almost
Jared.
done with my third go through of Adventure Time.
Oh, okay. And you
Just your
like
third?
Hmm?
Just your third?
Yeah,
Fern better, which is good to hear.
Fern has grown on me.
Fern is the best character.
No,
What?
not really.
Yeah.
And you still don't like Davy.
I like Davy and Marceline. They're not good characters. Davy's
How
not
dare
a
you?
character. He's just a mental break.
I like Davy. Music? I didn't do music.
Oh,
I did.
hold on. Yeah,
Okay.
bring something out because I gotta pull mine out.
It's your music out of your
Yeah, I gotta
pocket.
pull out my
It's got a
boombox.
little boombox.
Your
Uh,
boombox?
music playlist is next week, so I gotta start looking
Already?
again because I haven't. I know it feels like too soon, but I haven't started looking that much. And then we have. I guess I did watch more of Pocket Apothecary Diaries. It's
The
good.
vampire show.
It's kind of my show that I put on just to hear when I need to like do dishes or something. That
That's
just
your vampire show, right?
no, there's no vampire show.
You
That's
want me to
right.
go
All right.
first, Jared, or do you
Yeah.
want to go?
No, I said go first because I had to pull out my
Oh, my bad.
music.
So I decided to go back through every Logic album, because he dropped
The
the new.
needle drop doesn't reviews
He,
them poorly.
oh, he does.
Yeah.
Is that
That
because he thinks he looks like him?
no, that's that meat canyon joke from the McDonald's one.
Um, so like Under Pressure is the first one. I really like that one a lot. Just kind of introduces Logic. Um, The Incredible True Story is probably my favorite one. It's the one with Steve Bloom in it where he first shows up. Um, and then you got Bobby Tarantino. Uh, I like this one, but not as I'm not as like into it as a lot of people are. A lot of people is like a favorite. The Bobby
I don't
Tarantino
like the
trilogy.
Bobby ones. They
Yeah,
suck, dude. I hate them.
like a lot of people like the Tarantino trilogy is like their favorite. I'm just like, not really. I mean, it has some good ones in there, but
Mhm.
it's just not my favorite. Everybody is okay. Um, this is the one with the suicide hotline one, the one that got
Uh,
him really big.
who can relate?
Yeah, God, I'm sorry. I hate that part. I was like, who can relate? Woo! I'm just like, why are you wooing about, unaliving yourself? So, um, I kind of feel like he got a bit into himself here though. So it just really, I don't know. There's some ones I do really like everybody that like the song everybody I really like. Um, but overall, not my favorite. Same with Bobby Tarantino 2. Um, there's some really good ones on there, like where is it? Uh, yeah, Every Day. That's like another one of his. Um, Young Sinatra 4 is really good. Like, the best part of though is when he gets all of Wu-Tang back for like a 9-minute song. I'm just like, I can respect that because that's freaking awesome. The fact that you have literally the entire Wu-Tang clan except for uh ODB.
They are nothing to with. So
Yeah, they're nothing to F with. Yeah. Protect your neck, son. Um, I don't understand this next one. It's called Supermarket. Like it says Supermarket soundtrack. I'm like, is this a soundtrack to a movie? Or I really don't know. Because that's the thing
was he
about
trying to make like when you're at the supermarket and you hear music?
Do 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 do
maybe
do.
because it's also like almost like easy listening logic. It's weird. It has like a really good feel to it, and basically like the entire time I'm listening to the discography, I'm on my bike because I've been biking in the mornings. So this one though, I was just like, I feel like I need to be biking in like in the afternoon or the evening to like where the sun's setting, not in the morning where I'm trying to wake myself up. Um, but it was good. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, the album itself is not very good. The the art for it is great, and the one with Eminem is
That one's really good.
fantastic.
The transition from Logic to Eminem in
To
that song,
Eminem, it's so good.
and
Like it is a fantastic
it's
song.
also a callback to one of his song or Eminem songs. So you're just
Yeah,
like, dang.
yeah. And so like it kind of hits like all those like nostalgic tones. It's the same thing with like the Wu-Tang Clan. You're just like, yes, like I like this. But the
But what
rest of
about
it,
that? What about that ending to that song? Like the very ending part?
bam, bam. Can't stand a phantom. Um, the No Pressure album is pretty cool. I gotta admit, there's uh what is yeah, Perfect. It's probably my favorite one. It's like super short, but it's pretty great. Tarantino 3, uh, this one's probably my lowest like of his albums besides Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. It just to me it wasn't very good.
It,
Um,
it, I, if I gotta look at it, but I think that one's god awful.
yeah,
The third one.
I couldn't think. Anyway. And it's kind of weird when like there's like these intro parts is like Kanye West was an inspiration for this. I was like, oh no.
No.
But like Bob and Terry Tino 2 starts with like a Rick and Morty skit. I'm just like, oh no. So this is stuff like that didn't age well. Um, Final Days in College Park. Um, these are okay. I'll be honest, they kind of like blended together to me, so I didn't really get a good like separation for them. Um, Nothing super great, but they're not bad. Ultra 85 is his latest album, and I really like this one because it calls back to the Incredible True Story. Um, and like he even has like it's like what's it called? Deja Vu, which is like a callback to all of the Incredible Story because you get uh what's his face, Steve Bloom back. It's like a prequel to the Incredible True Story, so it's kind of cool. Um, Well, I told my brother I was listening to it. I was like, "Yeah, I'm on the Incredible True Story right now," and he just shouts out, "Toots!" I was like, "What?" He's like, "The Incredible True Story." And I was like, "Okay, I thought you had Tourette's or something for a second." Like he literally just shouted at the top of his lungs, "Toots!"
Was he eating Whataburger again?
Why are you yelling at me?
Um, I need to listen to his latest releases though, because he's got two more that he released. It's called Old Logic and Go Round. So, or not Go Round, but it's the collaboration one that he did. So,
And there's
but
Tarantino 2 that I hated.
yeah, it's not very good. Three to me is worse though. I'm not a huge fan of the Tarantino ones.
No,
I
they
don't
are
know
so
why.
bad. I don't know what he was
It
on, but those are bad. I hate
it
those.
sounds like a 12-year-old rapping, to be honest with you. So, um, but yeah, I know I do enjoy some Logic, so it's fun.
Do
But
you
that's
like that
about
logic?
I do like that Logic. So also there's like a lot of like Logic lore, which he's like it's got this whole story about like a Logic character, and I'm like, I do not know what's going on. So
That Eminem song, I like that he does make fun of himself. He's like, he stopped saying Bobby Boy. Come up with a new
yeah,
rhyme.
it's like find another ram. God, I can't say the whole. I can't say it. I don't have that melanin in my skin to say that. So, but yeah, I do like that part. He's like, God, find another rhyme. So I think like Logic more when he's not being serious, but not being vulgar, I guess.
Hmm.
Because he goes like into like I want to be super inspirational Logic, and I'm just like, okay, dude, it's getting kind of cheesy. Just tone it down.
Many
But then he
moods of
tries to
logic.
But then he tries to like flip it and be like super like I don't give a about anybody, and I'm just like, okay, you're being edgy. Stop.
Maintain.
Like the what do you call it? The scale is like Gambino to Tyler the Creator. Keep it in those like guidelines right there, like in that little sphere. Don't go outside. So
We need someone in the middle.
yeah, be someone in
That's
the
you,
middle.
Ledra.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I did for music though.
All right. So I listened to Tyler the Creator.
Yeah.
I didn't know I didn't know he came out with an album last year called Chromacopia. It's really good. It's probably his best album since Flower Boy, because that's like his best album. And then
Oh boy.
I would say this one is probably the second. I didn't mind Igor. It was all right, but I hated Call Me If You Get Lost. That album terrible. Um so yeah, like overall it was really good. There's some even the songs with the lyrics I didn't really care for. They were still bops, so I was like, oh, I don't have to listen to the lyrics. So, but yeah, I've always liked Tyler the Creator, so it's good to hear some more music from him. And then I did some kind of cleanup work. Been listening to Copeland for years, but I didn't go through all of them. Um, I just had to fill out the gaps. So I started with Beneath the Medicine Tree, which is the first album. It's really good. There's only a few songs that I skipped, but it, um, it's funny because they don't really. It, most bands like evolve as time goes on. They're kind of the same, and I was like, huh, they they kind of just maintained the whole way. And so we get to In Motion, which hit a perfect status for me. I didn't skip any songs. Um, I think this one though is more of a nostalgia thing because this is the first album I heard by them. This has like one of my favorite songs from them, so I think it's kind of a nostalgia thing. But then we get to Eat, Sleep, Repeat. I feel like this is their more artsy kind of album. I could see people not liking it. There are a lot of slow points, and it's just um, it's not pretentious, but it is like kind of artsy, I guess is the best way I could say it. So I could see people not liking it. And then You're My Sunshine, just perfect.
Yeah.
No skips, just
Okay.
and I look forward to every song. And then when I forget about a song and I hear it, I'm like, man, that's some good music. And then the next one is Sora. Um, this one's good. It's a bit slower. There's some
It's a good nighttime
yeah,
album.
I do fall asleep to this album at night sometimes. But it's really a little more emotional, a little bit more like kind of like an album where you're getting older and you're kind of feeling your age. Um, but then we get on to their most recent one, Blushing, terrible. This album sucks.
Yeah, I like, why haven't I heard the most recent? And I tried and I was like, this is terrible. I can't get through this.
The lyrics were like the most emo because they've always been categorized as emo, but this one's the most emo. This one's like juvenile emo lyrics. So I was like, that's weird. They started off mature. Like, go ahead.
I do like the cover album for that though. It's kind of cool. This is I like it.
Hmm.
I don't actively listen to Copeland, but I know that album.
Hmm. Um, but yeah, it was just like I don't know what they're going for on this one. It's just really bad. I didn't go through the because there's a alternate version of Zora. I didn't go through. I just went through
Hmm.
the original release. So that was my little journey through Copeland. It was fun, especially those perfect albums. Um, but
Journey through the cope.
I finally got through them all, and that's all I did for music.
All right. Movies. Jared, do you got any movies?
I do. Hold on.
Okay.
Um,
Hold
so
on, God.
I watched a movie I knew you guys probably would never watch. I wanted to
Okay.
watch something that was different. I watched Challengers with
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn
Zendaya.
it.
yeah.
Did you watch it, Thomas?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Okay,
Is that
I
why you're
say
wearing
that.
the shirt?
Yes. So I haven't finished it yet, but okay, just
Oh,
uh,
you haven't finished it?
no. I've only been able to watch part of it. I haven't been able to finish it yet. I watched it at
Mm.
lunch at work, and I haven't been able to finish it.
Oh,
That's why that's why I'm wearing it. Go ahead and finish yours. Go ahead and finish it. Sorry.
Okay. Story about dang
tennis?
it, I can't.
Pans pansexual tennis
No,
players
I don't know if I should spoil or not, so I kind of stopped what I was gonna say.
has
Um,
Zendaya in a part that's very odd for her. So she does not play
yeah,
a mom
her
well.
her character in this movie is terrible. Like I'm used to her as MJ, where she's kind of like quirky and kind of enjoyable. This, she's just kind of a terrible human being. Um, Overall, I don't know why people were super hyped on this movie. I mean, it's a really well-made movie, but
Soundtrack's freaking amazing.
it's not round. It's not like what did I just see? It's kind of just like dramatic people in a very dramatic situation, terrible people, and just like because usually with these movies, I kind of like where like they're people that are obsessed with like a sport or like something. They're like very like intriguing. They're very like gripping. This is just like oh, there's a love triangle, and they also like
That's it.
tennis.
Love
So
triangle tennis.
I was like, I guess I don't know. Um, so the best part is the soundtrack. The soundtrack's pretty.
Trent
Um,
Reznor and Atticus Ross. That's why I'm wearing
um,
this shirt, Joseph.
Oh.
so we have something to look forward to with Tron because I know that movie's not going to be good.
Uh,
Um,
don't say that.
but at least we have Nine Inch Nails.
We do have Nine Inch
Um,
Nails doing the Tron soundtrack, so I'm pretty hyped about. It's weird that I'm
now
more hyped
wait,
about that.
no wait. If there's a Nine Inch Nails song with Jared Little, I would kind of I would squee a little. So I'd be pretty hyped.
30
But
Seconds to
30
Mars and Nine
seconds
Inch
to
Nails.
Mars. Can those
so
meld?
um both have two guys. So yeah, I'll say more when Thomas is finished,
Okay,
but
so
I liked it. It's just I don't think it's as hyped as everyone thinks it is.
Makes sense.
so the reason why I'm watching Challengers is because it's Pride Month, and I was like, well, I'll find a theme, even though I don't fully agree with Pride Month, but that's a whole other thing. I do like queer cinema for some reason. It's just a thing. I really do enjoy queer movies, and I tried the movie Queer, the one that's
Oh, I was gonna
directed
Oh,
watch
Daniel
that.
Craig.
by I cannot pronounce that dude's name. He does these really cool movies though. Like he did the new Suspiria, he did Bone and All, which I really liked. Um, Call Me by Your Name. I do like that movie. Um, the score is also by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, and it's fantastic.
He's all
Uh,
over the place. They're all over the place.
they are. I looked at how many soundtracks they've done, and they've done like tons. Um, yeah, this movie. So it's based on William S. Burroughs, which is one of the beat poets. Not my favorite beat poet. I like Jack Kerouac more than Burroughs. Uh, I don't like what's his name, Ginsberg. I've never liked Ginsberg ever. Um, but this was a very interesting movie. You think it's going somewhere, and then like about two-thirds of the movie, I was just like what the is going on? So it's a cool like I don't want to give this away because Jared's gonna watch it, but I like this one more so far than Challengers. Challengers is very much like a almost like a soap opera, but just like more. I don't want to say even more petty. It's just like I don't know. It's just weird. But this movie is genuinely kind of like mind trippy, and I'm just like, what the did I just watch? Um, who's in it? Jason Schwartzman is also in this, and he's wearing a fat suit, which is weird, but he still moves like Jason Schwartzman. So, uh, but yeah, uh, Daniel Craig is really good in this, but just be surprised at some stuff that happens. You're just like, oh. So, um, so yeah, there's that. Uh, did you watch any other movies, Jared? Or
I watched one more.
okay, go ahead. I got two more, so go ahead.
I did go see Ballerina with my dad and Jonah.
How was it?
Um, it was good. I was telling me and Jonah were talking, and we agree that it's like a very 2000s movie. Like even the music in this, because like a lot of it is done by, I think it's performed by Amy Lee. So I was like, man, what is going
Amy
on with
Lee
this?
did the music?
She sang in a couple songs.
Hmm.
Um, so I was like, what the heck is going on with this movie? It just felt really 2000s. Um, there's a lot more Keanu Reeves in it than I thought there was gonna be. He had some good parts. Um, the action was really good. What's her name is stupid hot, and like there's sometimes when I can't look at the screen because it's just like if they're looking at the sun, you're just like, ah.
Like in
Um,
the it's like in that James Bond movie. You're just like, holy crap!
um, there are some. It is kind of like there's a lot of over the top parts where it's kind of hilarious. There's one scene where she's training in that theater where they train that those
The ballerinas.
Ballerinas.
yeah, where John Wick came from.
Mhm.
Um, they you guys messed me up. They all train together, men and women.
Mhm.
But the kind of trainer that is like focused on her is like, you're not do you know what you did wrong? And she's like, I didn't fight hard enough. And she's like, you're never gonna fight hard enough. He's huge. Like you're not gonna out like muscle him. And she's like, you gotta fight like a girl. And I
Mhm.
was like, I assume they kind of did whatever they could to win, but okay. And also, don't praise it like that. That's kind of weird sounding. And so she kicks him in the balls, and he falls to the ground. And then she kicks him in the balls again when she walks away. And I was like, can you imagine Bobby Hill? He'd be like the ultimate assassin because he's a man and he fights like a girl, so he'd be unbeatable.
That's my
Um,
purse.
Norman Reedus, like when I saw the trailer, the first trailer, that's the only one I watched. I thought he was gonna be the main bad guy because whenever you get Norman Reedus, he's a bad guy, or he's like, he's never really a bad guy, but he's kind of like you don't trust him, and you're like,
Morally ambiguous.
yeah,
Yeah.
I assumed he was the bad guy.
He's honestly
They,
kind of morally ambiguous in most of Death Stranding. You're like, are you the good guy?
but he was cool in it. Um, the, it was really cool. It was really cool because the last part is she goes to this like German town, like this little village, and she just takes them all out, the whole village. And
Let's put
there's
German children.
there's like a Dragon Ball Z power struggle in it. I won't spoil how, but I was like, how are they like why are they doing this? This is amazing. Um and I will say they handled the fight between John Wick and her a lot better than what I thought, and like kind of good for Hollywood because I thought she was gonna get like a
Just gonna
hit
kick her
in,
butt, kick his butt. Yeah.
at least get a hit in, and like she would look like cool. He demolished her. Like he was like playing with her. He was like, just go away, just leave the town. And she's like, no. And she tried again, and she just gets thrown through a wall. And he's like, just leave. And then finally she like pulls a knife on him, and he like turns it back on her. And I was like, okay, that was cool. So I
Like,
appreciated
you know
that.
that's John Wick, right?
Oh, it is. He's so cool in that too because everyone's like hyping him up because he's the Baba Yaga, and
Baba
then they
Yaga.
see him come off the train, and the whole town's like, and there is this team,
Time to get out of
the
town.
this bad guy team that was going up the stairs, and they're like, "Are you insane? Well, I'm not going up there. It's John Wick." um, and then there was a funny part too, a funny fight in it where her and this chick, she was like the cook of this cafe, and they go up to the kitchen and they just start slapping plates in each other's faces. It was hilarious.
Were you
Um,
cracking up?
Me and Jonah laughed, so it was good. It was a really good time. I would highly recommend it with like some friends at the movie theaters or just seeing it at the movie theaters.
Dang, I want to see it.
That's all I watched.
So I'm gonna take the opposite route of fun movies. Um, I watched The Brutalist
It's
finally.
I
long.
want to watch it. I don't want to watch the length.
Yeah.
It was long, like it's almost 3 hours long, and it does handle the length really well, except for one part. I literally zoned out. I was just like, "What the hell are we doing? What am I doing here? What's going on?" But it kind of like the movie was like that. Like it kind of goes into that zone out mode. Um, this is not an easy movie to watch whatsoever. So fair warning. Um, it's very good, but it's a very odd movie. I really wasn't expecting this movie to be as odd as it was. Um,
This one best movie of last year, right? Or
It was
uh,
nominated.
nominated. I
what
don't know what
one?
won last year.
Oh, Nora, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which it shouldn't have. That's no, it, no. Even though I don't think this movie is amazing, it was way better than Anora. Anora kind of sucked, honestly. Like I put in my review, like Sean Baker can't write endings because Anora just didn't have one. This one did have an ending. Um, so yeah. And then I watched Better Man off of Elliot Roberts' review.
This is where I lost respect for you, Thomas. Just watching a
Better man.
guy as a monkey.
Uh, it's a very interesting movie. Um, I still so Elliot Roberts actually brought up a good point why they used the Monkey Man as a stand-in.
The monkey
Um, it told the story of like a person throughout the years really well because they just aged the
man. The
model.
monkey.
Well, and that's the thing is that like Roberts brought up like a good point. It's like you generally have like an actor who's trying to play 17 through like 50, right?
De
Eh,
Niro.
yeah. And at some point, it's either it's not convincing that they're too young or they're not convincing that they're old enough. Um, one of the like thing I think they got right, and unfortunately, is because of Elvis, because he died so young that they didn't really have to age
Yeah.
Austin Butler all that much because
Just
Elvis was not
fatten him
very,
up.
yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's why
But
you
with
shoot a movie like Life, where you actually wait the right amount of time.
yeah, um, but with this, they actually aged the model up more, but we're still able to keep the voice, and so it worked really well for like story wise because the monkey looked the appropriate age every single time. He didn't look too old or too young. He looked age appropriate. Um, the actual story of it was kind of crazy, just because I didn't know. The big joke about this movie is that nobody knows who this guy is because it's America. I have no idea who this guy is.
All
After this movie, I still really don't know who this guy
right.
is.
Even
Um,
British people don't like they're because A lot of them didn't grow up with this guy.
No, he's like early 90s to mid 2000s is like his thing. Now, granted, he's like this. I think he's the best-selling British artist of all
Yeah.
time, besides like the Beatles. But
He was like in a boy band to begin with or
yeah,
something like that.
it's called Take It, which was a very odd part of his life. Like it was kind of creepy the way that they did it, like the way that they created the boy band. They created the boy band for like the gay scene in like the 80s. And it was kind of creepy though, because they had like these he's like under because he's like he got cast when he was like 16, right?
Hmm.
And they were taking him to like hardcore like gay clubs in like London when he was like 16. I'm just like, oh, like that would be like that is that would be very
What's
uncomfortable.
wrong?
Yeah. But then like the actual boy band like aspect came around. He's like, oh, I could sell this to girls, and it's a lot girls like good looking boys
Hmm.
just as much. Um, but it is very interesting. Um, Singing was great. Like I understand like he's an actual great singer. There are two songs in particular I really liked. Um, I don't I don't know why. I just don't really get the. It's not that I don't get the appeal. It just like none of his songs like really hit me.
Yeah, they
And
don't
so
like resonate at all. They just
no, like I remember like listening to these. I'm like I don't know this song. Like, and I don't have any like desire to go out and listen to his discography. Like there's two songs that I really did like. Like there's one called I'm Coming Home, and then there's like Rock DJ, which is kind of cool because of the production of it. They shut down like that really famous street in London to shoot this scene. And it's a really cool scene, like with CGI and everything else like that. It flows really smoothly because it's done as a oneer. Um, but just the movie itself, or the music itself, I was just like, okay, I guess. So like even like his famous girlfriend, he's like, that's right, that girl. I'm just like, who?
Who is that?
So I don't I don't know who that is. So
constantly like, is that the girl?
yeah. What's funny is that Oasis shows up. He's like, what a see you next Tuesday. I'm like, yeah, that's about right. Oasis were is a piece of those guys are like a-holes. So
They
To
were huge in
themselves.
Britain.
no, he's that's what he was like. It's like I'm basically like walking around royalty right now. It's like you have no idea. But they say like the worst thing you can imagine, like Neil Gallagher says. I was just like, oh man, like I'd punch you if you said that to me. But I was like, oh, gross. Um, but yeah, it was a very enjoyable movie. Jared, I think you actually might enjoy it. I know the monkey thing, I get it, but as a movie, it was actually pretty good. So,
It's
um,
funny because even YMS, Alex, he was like, I don't know who that is.
yeah, but it's one of those weird things. I'm just like, I don't know who you are. Like, uh, this does not resonate with me at all.
It should
And
have been called
so
the least known famous person or the
I know.
least known.
So I don't know. It was enjoyable though, and it was a very big shift from because I watched the Brutalist and I watched this, so I was like happy baby. So
Maybe the
anyway,
monkey will make me laugh.
yeah.
Speaking of Austin Butler, did you guys see that trailer? It's a Darren Aronofsky film.
Yes, it looks so awesome.
It doesn't look like a Darren Aronofsky film, but it's called Caught Stealing.
To be fair, he's like David O. Russell and God, he did Cat People and The Gambler. What's it called? Was it Schrader? Paul Schrader. That dude doesn't have a style in the movies. It's just whatever he wants to do. Because like that looks nothing like a Darren Aronofsky movie
No,
whatsoever.
it doesn't. Check it out, Jared.
I will after this.
Okay, so I did my theme, my three theme
Is it
movies.
Revenge again?
No, but
It it kind of looks like a Richard Linklater film, but it's in New
yeah,
York.
yeah. I did my three theme movies, but I also watched two. additional movies, and that was because I wanted to watch The Accountant 2, but I couldn't remember The Accountant 1. I was like, I don't even remember John Bernthal, and I don't even remember him having a brother. But then I watched it. I was like, oh yeah, this is really good. It's really underrated movie.
First one's great.
Yeah, so I watched that, and then I watched the second one. Second one's not as good, but the ending is great. Like, I really like that shootout at the end in the Mexican town, and that was really cool.
I also like the banter between both of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, they're funny
It's
together.
like, where you want to go eat? Taco Bell. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Whoop.
And I like when he's dancing and he's line dancing, and he's like,
Well,
"Yeah, that's my brother."
well, no, I did like when those guys like approach him. He's like, "Well, I was having a good night, but my brother wasn't. But he's about to have a really good time right now." And you see John Burrowthon going like, "Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So that was the highlights of them too. Um,
Who
and
was
then
the girl in the first one? Was that Anna Kendrick?
yeah,
Was she in the
mhm."
second one?
no.
No.
Yeah, the second one was that girl from Jurassic World 2, I think it is.
The
She was
pilot."
like the tech girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then there's a part where John Berthel gets a cat, and that was really good. Because
Who's
he's
this
like,
handsome man?
I could see that.
he's
Him
like, you're
owning a
a,
cat.
yeah, Ben Affleck tells him, you're a cat person, and that's okay.
I still like that part. That was like, I mean, how many minutes does he get to hold the cat? Because I
Yeah.
just want to hold my damn cat.
So yeah, it was fun. Then I watched my theme. The theme was billionaires. So
Oh no, did you watch that new one?
I did. I watched Mountainhead. It was terrible.
That's what I've
Uh,
heard.
yeah, it's Steve Carell, Jason Schwartzman, and two other guys. It's just
One
not. It's supposed to be a comedy. It's not funny at all.
one of the reviews I saw is just like way to take like Don't Look Up literally 4 years later and make it about Trump and Elon again. It's just
Yeah,
like,
Oh God.
yes, that exactly. I was just like, oh no.
yeah, it's about tech bros. It's bad. And I saw like really good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like praising it. And it's like there's like nothing funny till like the very end when they decide to kill one of them. And they can't do it because they're all kind of beta males. So that's
When
kind of funny, but you
It's
have
you
to
got like
said
a
wait the whole
Steve,
two.
movie.
It's got like a 2 on Letterbox. It is not done well.
you said Steve Carell and Jason Schwartzman, I was like, ooh, that's probably a good movie. But then
No, that's why I got. I'm like, oh, hey, and it's the same writer as Succession. And then I started reading reviews on it. I'm like, oh no,
Yeah,
it's just a Trump Elon commentary.
it's definitely yeah Elon stuff. Well, because they're all billionaires except for one's a millionaire, and they make fun of him, but they're billionaires. And
how poor?
there's like a
That's
financial crisis and political crisis going on. So they're like they start talking, and they're like, oh, what if we take over? And it's like, um, it's just really boring until the end, and I don't know. It wasn't good at all. I don't recommend it. I don't know why it's got some good reviews, but the next one I watched was The Company Men. This is from 2010, and it has Ben Affleck, Kevin Costner, Chris Cooper, and Tommy Lee Jones.
that the
So,
CIA movie?
no, this movie takes place during the banking crisis, 2008.
Uh,
Um, so it's got three different level of guys. So Ben Affleck, he's kind of like a manager type guy, and he gets laid off like as soon as the movie starts. And so the whole movie he's kind of dealing with being unemployed, and it kind of it's very relatable to being unemployed because there's at first you're like yeah it'll take a couple weeks, I'll get a new
I'll
job.
relax a little and then get to it.
Yeah, I'll take some rest, man. That'll be nice. And
There's that
then
first day where you just sleep in because you don't know what else to do.
yeah, and so that was very relatable. And then, it gets worse for you. You got to sell the Porsche, got to cancel the country club, got to move in with the parents, got to get the job with the brother doing construction.
You get nonstop interviews where it's like, well,
Yeah,
you need more experience. Well, I'm trying to get the experience
there's
here.
a very funny part where he's like, "I am perfect for this job," and then there's a sad part where he like flies to Chicago, but he got the day wrong, and he like used all their
Oh,
only money to fly out there, and it's like, "Oh no, that's next Friday," so he doesn't get the job because he can't fly back out there again. Um, and then Chris Cooper's kind of the middle, so he's kind of an executive, but he's not as high as Tommy Lee Jones, and he makes it through the first round of cuts, but then he doesn't make it through the. He gets cut in the second round, and basically he's too old for anyone to hire him. And
But too
he,
young to retire.
yeah, so it doesn't end very well for Chris Cooper. And then Tommy Lee Jones, of course, he's was the co-president, so he had his job, but he kind of sees Craig T. Nelson is the like the
the coach
CEO of the
himself.
company. Yeah, he's the CEO of the company, and he's Tommy Lee Jones' best friend. But
I'm
he
sorry. That's a stupid joke.
so he starts seeing that this guy's not that great because he's telling him let's really cut back the budget. We don't need to buy this new building that you want to buy, this new high-rise building. But he's like, nah, we'll just fire some people. And he's Tommy Jones Lee Jones is like, oh, these are good people, I don't know why you're firing them. So he kind of quits on him, and he starts his own business, and hires Ben Affleck at the end. So ends kind of on a
The
high note.
company's like, we don't need toilet paper. That's just a luxury. We can save money
And
there.
then the last movie I watched was weird. It was Cosmopolis with Robert Pattinson. So this is
That's the
David Cronenberg.
David Cronenberg movie, right? Where it's in
Yeah,
the limo.
yeah. So it takes place in a limo. So it's this billionaire, and he's got to go get a haircut. So he's like jumps in the limo. Has that one guy that always plays a bad guy. Can't remember what he was in.
Does he have a prostate exam during this
Yeah,
movie? Yeah,
yeah, in the limo
in the
with
limo.
the doctor because he gets a doctor's appointment every day. Um, and then it's just kind of him talking philosophically to everyone he meets. He's married, but they're not intimate with each other, so he's like cheats on her with other women because she won't be intimate with him. And then so yeah, and they show that him cheating on her all the time, and then he's driving to the barber, but the president's in town, and they're having all the kinds of like demonstration and protests and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to get to the barber, so it takes all day. Um, he finally gets there at night, and he gets half a haircut, but then he has to leave. Uh, and then Paul Giamatti shoots at him, and then they talk, and then the movie ends. It was a weird movie, even for a Cronenberg movie. It's not his typical movie. Um, there was no like body horror or anything like that. But yeah, that was my
Oh, are you
three.
talking about that Kevin Durant guy who's always a villain?
Yeah, you always see him as a villain. I can't even place him right now, but yeah. Um, so yeah, that was my three movies, my theme. So I'll get on to the next one. And anything else that you guys want to put in?
Oh, I did watch one more movie. I forgot.
Okay.
I watched Leon the Professionnel. So watched
What
the
was I
extended cut.
watching? I was watching something. What was it? And
Did
they're
they
like,
reference the professional?
yeah, it was always on all the TVs, and I can't remember what it was.
Well, the reason I listen to this or watch this is because Logic references Luc Besson like a ton. Like even in one of the lyrics is like I'm like Luc Besson in Leon. And but what's funny is like Luc Besson is not in Leon. He's the director.
Yeah.
Who can
Um,
relate?
woo! Um, I did fall in love with Natalie Portman when I was like 12 years old in this, or when I was 12 years old when I watched this movie. So yes, that happened when I was 12 years old. So, and I thought Jean Reno looked freaking awesome.
That's
So
my favorite gunfight of all time.
really,
When he's in that apartment. Yeah.
Ah!
I love that, man.
Apparently that was a joke. He didn't even mean that. Gary Oldman, he's like, "Can I just do a fun one?" He's like, "Yeah, do it." And then when he watched the movie, he's like, "You kept it." So
Gary Oldman's great in that. He's crazy.
he's awesome in this movie. He's so freaking crazy.
I like when John Reno is comedic. I love him in Godzilla, and I love him in Pink Panther series.
I forgot he was in Mission Impossible 1.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, he plays one of the guys. Yeah,
Yeah, one of his
Why you
team.
guys chew gum so much?
makes us look like American.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Elvis Presley. You know he was the king. So,
Dude, what was I watching? There was something, and he's like, he had a
you
dream,
know,
and he was at a hotel, and
my favorite
every show
my favorite
was a
French part
professional.
in Godzilla though is like, "Who said this was French Ross?" He's like, "French Ross? Quoi?" So,
That
I
is
like,
gonna bug
I
the
like
heck out
this
of me.
isn't a croissant.
"Le
Song.
croissant?" They're so like offensively French in that movie.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
But that's the thing. They're awesome though.
We
Like
love them more for
we
it.
love them more. Like God,
That's true. They know that because Pink Panther, man. We laugh at him on that one too.
I think that's what most people don't appreciate about stereotypes and humor is that we love that and we like appreciate them more for it. Like I'm sorry, but like the French in Godzilla is so offensively French. But I'm like those are the best characters in that movie. They're so awesome.
The
Well,
movie really starts when they appear.
it's like when they tried to take Speedy Gonzales away from us, and we're like, no,
No,
we
that is
love
ours.
him. Yeah,
That is ours.
we're
Now
keeping
it's
him.
started with the Taco Bell dog.
Yeah,
Who did
you
a Godzilla
can't.
commercial?
You can't offend Mexicans, man. We make fun of ourselves.
Well, I was about to say we've said way worse about ourselves than you'll ever say to us.
Oh
Now,
man.
Latinx, that's a whole different story.
Yeah,
Don't you dare call me that.
those are people that grew up in America and
Yeah, that's true.
grew up in California.
Dude,
Okay.
my abuelito had like a little Speedy Gonzalez thing on his mirror. That was like his favorite. Slowpoke. I
Yep.
love
Slowpoke.
Slowpoke.
I
Slowpoke
love
was
Slowpoke.
hilarious.
Like,
Yeah.
you gotta TO like that.
All
And I
right.
did.
I think that's going to do it for this time. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff, and we will catch you next time.